What's that one disgusting thing that everybody except you seems to like? Pictures with babies being gross, like with spaghetti all over their faces and that sort of thing. I do not get the appeal and doubt I ever will. Children are sticky a lot and it bothers me. Edit didn't check Reddit all day. Holy shit, Edit too. I love how strongly this resonated with PPL. Thanks for all the replies. There's been everything from child-free confirmed to tips and tricks for keeping stickiness levels low, to just stories. Ducking jam hands. Herc. One of my work colleagues. He's the biggest douchebag and poser ever, but except me everyone seems to like him. I've always wondered if everyone else also secretly hates those people. Because I'm professional at work, no one knows I hate her, so maybe they're all doing the same thing? It's called the missing stare phenomenon. The missing stare is a metaphor for a person within a social group who many people know is untrustworthy or otherwise has to be managed, but who the group chooses to work around, by trying to quietly warn others of their behavior, rather than deal with them and their behavior openly. The missing stare in the metaphor refers to a dangerous structural fault, such as a missing step in a staircase, a fault that people may become used to and quietly accepting of, is not openly signposted or fixed, and that newcomers to a social group are warned about discreetly. Thanks for sharing this. I have dealt with a married and family member for 20 years and this describes it perfectly. Everyone tiptoes around, denies, or downplays behaviors that no one else would get away with. Oh my God, I had to deal with a person like that also. It was my father-in-law, and I was willing to go along and play along with his asshole behavior till one day I caught him screaming at his toddler grandchildren simply because they were being kids and playing in the hotel room when we were packing up to leave. I am willing to tiptoe around anyone if I have to, unless they are mean to kids. I got up in this dude's face and just started screaming at him. I don't think he had ever had anyone call him a piece of shit or asshole before. I am divorced now, and couldn't be happier lol. My father-in-law like this too. Was in a shitty mood and was screaming at my 2-year-old over something so minor. We said nothing but I told my husband I'd never take the kids back there. He completely agreed. Phil was a shitty dad too. Haven't been back in 6 years. Those mukbang videos that have millions of views. My roommate used to watch these all the time and they were so ducking disgusting to me. Makes me feel sick watching people stuff their faces and chew so loudly with their mouths wide open. Disgusting. Yeah, I get food travel vlogs, I get food reviews, hell I even get competitive eater Matt Stoney challenge vids. But seeing people eat huge amounts of food, while chewing loudly, smacking their lips off, and, most irritating for me, sucking in food that's too much for a single bite, nope. Initially it was people quietly and politely eating a meal and having a conversation. The idea was people could play it during their own meals for company. Which is not for me, but I get the appeal. They've become disgusting though. I don't even like when the thumbnails show up because it's so gross. Those social media videos of food being made with so much heavy and greasy shit. You know, the type where it's a whole burger, cooked into a quesadilla with a pound of cheese, then fried and covered in 3 different sauces. I hate those videos because sometimes the food starts looking good, then they add more, and more, and more, then they always get out a stupid squeezy bottle and coat every inch in sauce and I'm sitting here like holy shit you ruined it 5 steps ago, yet you're still going. You'd like the comic book Get Jiro. Weird dystopia fiction where chefs are allowed to enforce quality food control. At the point of a sword if they so choose. Well, I know what's going straight to the top of my reading list. Written by Anthony Bourdain. It is pretty awesome. Games designed to be addictive instead of fun to suck money out of you. I like my addictive games to be designed to be as fun as possible with a one-time upfront payment. Thank you very much. I could buy 10 absolutely amazing masterpieces I could spend tens of hours with per game and remember them for decades for the price of a bunch of energy and cosmetics in some shitty mobile game with a dev budget lower than the coffee budget of the advertising department. Yeah, I hate it. The weird addiction-focused style of games seem to be seeping into AAA titles as well and it has really been bothering me. This is because microtransactions are disgustingly effective. Bro, they're not even microtransactions anymore. Battle Pass is $10. Individual skins are $8, $12. Cosmetic bundles are $20, $35. If individual skins were $1 or $2 a piece, I would understand, but pricing this shit like this is ridiculous. Horse armor by comparison seems sane. Right? That shit was just. Quick Google $2.50. 2.50 and people lost their minds. Now I know multiple people who have gotten hooked on a free game and spent hundreds, if not thousands, of dollars. It's just too bad, but people pay for them, so they're not going away. Whenever these types of questions come, people will always say anything related to butts lol. Reddit has turned into an analingus enthusiast website that occasionally discusses other topics. Which is strange, because I've been a member of AskReddit.com for a decade, but lately the forums are full of nothing but discourse about geopolitics, the future of humanity and some occasional existential musings. I've had to come to Reddit to see some good butt chat. Same. AskReddit.com has really gone to shit. Celebrity gossip. You're telling me you didn't want to know these two strangers with little to no impact on your life, just had a baby? Or, they got divorced and it's totally celebrity's fault because they are such a demeaning but PG insult. People who slam their friends' faces into birthday cakes. Just stop. Or wedding. I paid $300 for my hair and makeup, to not have cake all over it. My family was a little worried my husband and I would do that. I'm not sure why, we both hated it. My husband wanted to feed me a tiny slice with a fork because he thought it was cute. That sounds funnier than the normal shove a piece in their face open mouth I always see. Just the smallest bite on the fanciest fork in the most careful high-class restaurant way. That kind of thing is funnier. I'm a wedding videographer and couples think smashing the cake is so fun and original, but the truth is that 90% of couples do it and it sucks. My favorite that I've seen was a groom who took the forkful of cake, went to feed it to the bride, and as soon as her mouth was open he flipped it around and ate it himself. Simple, classy, showcase their personalities, and zero cleanup afterward. It's not that hard. Social media validation edit. Ha! The irony is not lost on me. Now stop validating me, guys. Killing my image here. I think this was a good post that you made. I appreciate your supportive comment. Smile. People. What a bunch of bastards. Dear Sir, Madam, I am writing to inform you of a fire. 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 Help. Looking forward to hearing from you, all the best. Maurice Moss. Funny videos of people or animals puking. Some people legit think that's funny. No, it's ducking festy. What does festy mean? Aussie slang for gross. Reality TV shows. I really appreciate reality TV shows. I can be lazy, bookkeeping wise, but when every channel ever decided they needed to replace every other form of show with them, I'd finally had enough. So for the last decade or so, I've been saving at least $50 a month and probably much more. Reality TV shows basically gave me over $6,000 at this point by weaning me from any non-streaming sort of video. Well, I know I can't be the only one that finds them disgusting, but long fake nails. Unless you have a serious case of hand-washing OCD, there is no way that can be hygienic. Deep fried butter and deep fried mayonnaise. It sounds so gross, but everyone seems to eat it at state fairs or amusement parks. Deep fried mayonnaise till. That's either the most American or the most Scottish thing I've ever heard. An American person and a Dutch person gets married. The American sees how much the Dutch love mayonnaise and remembers how much Americans like deep fried food and then gets an idea. Kissing dogs on their mouth, or dogs licking their mouth. Also, people sharing an ice cream cone with their dog. Just imagining the drool taste smell they leave behind makes me uncomfortable. I don't even share an ice cream cone with my kids. Gender reveal parties. Pictures with babies. Or parents creating Facebook profiles in the name of their children, and that children are like 3 years old, or less. I'd like to add family vloggers to this. Anyone willing to monetize their children through the invasive filming of their lives is absolutely disgusting. It's child labor and child exploitation in every sense of the word. Not to mention, imagine when the kids inevitably grow up and become their own person, which is most likely to rebel against their parents' values and target market, the scrutiny that they're going to face by strangers who think they know them because they've watched them grow up on YouTube. Duck that.